everybody, welcome back to my farmhouse sewing room. It's Labor Day weekend and I thought I would give you a quick project on a simple little sewing pencil case for my two little nieces. Their names are Lexi and Shelby. Come on in, girls.
Hi,
I'm Lexi.
Hi, I'm Shelby.
And today we're going to show you how to make a school pencil case. Okay, so we're at the cutting station and I want to show you the materials that we're going to need. We need a liner for our little pencil bag, so I made a 6.5 by 12 coordinating liner. And then this is going to be the outside of our bag, and we have two pieces of 6.5 by 12 also. And a coordinating color zipper. So these pieces are already cut out. We're going to make two. This one is Lexi's, and we're going to cut up Shelby's, and she's going to help do hers. So first I'm going to get some fabric here for her, and I think this is a little longer than 12 inches, but we're going to have to even it off. So we're going to put this down on my trusty table here that we did a demo on, and I'm going to show you. You're going to put this rotary cutter in that first line where it says 0, and I'm going to turn it on, so be careful, it's really sharp. And you got to press hard, okay? You're going to put it in that first slot. You got to get your blade in there. Okay, now press real hard. I'm not sure if it's, let me give you a little hand, because sometimes it's really, you got to put some pressure on it to cut it. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to cut it at the 12, and we're going to even it up. Now you can take these little pieces of scrap and we can just throw them right in the garbage can. Now, we got 12 inches, we need two 6-inch pieces, so we're going to line that up real nicely on our lines. And we're going to put it down, which it moves on us a little bit, but we'll just trim that up here. I'm going to help you out. And then we said we're going to need a 5.5. Yeah, I think that's what we did. 5.5, and then 5.5 and 5.5 are 11. So we're going to cut another one to make it the same size.
Yep.
Now we've got two pieces. Oops, we got to get rid of that little piece of scrap. And now we've got two pieces, and she's got this wonderful little crayon fabric for her outside of her bag, which is really cute. Let's set that aside.
The two pieces.
And then for her coordinating color, for her inside, we're going to do orange. So this orange is a really cool color, so I'm trying to think how, let's see. We'll do it like this. We're going to line that up. Make sure it's nice and square. We got a little bit of overhang, so we're going to cut that off.
Yep.
Cut that off. And this isn't 12 inches, so we got that straight. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. No, it's not 12 inches, but I can cut it this way. So I needed that to be 12. I got to think about what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
But, when we unfold it, it'll be 12. I'm hoping this is right. So we're cutting in 12, so we know it's 12 in height. Yes, that's right. Okay. So when we turned it, we're going to need two 5.5s, and 5.5 and 5.5 is how much?
11.
Yay! You got it! All right. Shelby, you're so smart. What grade are you going in?
3rd grade.
3rd grade. So there is her two 12-inch by 5.5-inch pieces. So these are going to be her liner. And she has a matching coordinating zipper. It's purple. So the next step we have to do is iron her pieces.
Yep.
Okay, so we're ready to press. As you can see, it's a little wrinkled here, and we don't want wrinkles. Everything that you make should be nice and flat, and I have a nice felt pressing pad. This thing works great for small projects. And of course, our Elite Sew irons, and these things are really great. It's all nice and heated up. I'm just going to press this down so everything lays nice and flat. And when you put this together, it looks very professional and neat, and that's really what we're looking for in this project. So her other piece, is a little wrinkly. Press that down nicely. These will make really great little back to school projects to store their pencils in, and pencil sharpeners and erasers, and keeps everything together when they're carrying them in their backpacks. And they're really fun too, and you can pick your own designs. So we got that one done, and one more. And my trusty Eliso iron is nice and hot, and it presses so nice. Yeah. Alright, now we're on to the next step. So I failed to mention that I wanted to make a couple little zipper tabs for the ends of my zipper. These are just 1.5 by 2.5 little rectangles, and I've folded the ends in so that they meet in the middle, and then I fold it in half again, and I press them so that it makes these nice little tabs, and I'm going to sew them on each end of the zipper, and it'll make it look nice and neat. So I'm going to finish these up, and then we'll get back to the next step. Okay, you ready? Go. So I'm just sewing on the ends of these little zippers, these little zipper tabs, which will look really nice at the end of their little bags. Okay, I need an assistant. Can you hand me the other green one, please? Make sure my zipper is out of the way. Thank you. And we'll just set that right inside that fold. And then hopefully I can get this on here straight. Wrong way. I'm going to go the other way. You can see how challenging this is for me sometimes. And I'm trying to show somebody, it's a little more nerve-wracking. Okay, and then I'm going to line it up with my presser foot. And we're going to sew this one on. And you can see these nice little tabs will give a nice neat little end to each end of the zipper when we put the bag together. Okay, so I have this double-sided tape that I use on my zippers. I have this double-sided tape. I got the idea from another YouTube video that I watched, and I do not remember whose video it was, but it was an excellent tip. I use this for every zipper that I ever put in anything, and it really works well to put zippers in. So I get the tape out, and I put it along the edge of the zipper, and it's paper backed, so it's easy to stick down. And you can hold that for me, Lexi, and I will cut this off. I got a pair of scissors in my drawer, so we will just cut it off, and we will stick that on. So we're going to put double-sided tape on each side of the zipper.
Yep.
So I have the front and inside to one side of Lexi's little pencil case, and we prepared our zipper with the double-sided tape on each side of the zipper, top and bottom. So we did the front and the back, so it's all ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out where I want my zipper. If we want it for the left or the right, I think we're going to have the zipper from the right. So the top piece here is going to go, my zipper is going to go face down on the outside of my bag. So I'm going to take the first piece of paper off the top of my zipper. And these are short zippers. They're only 9.5, and our bag is going to be 12. But these are just for fun, and this is what we had. So we're just using what we have. And we'll have seam allowance in the bag as well. So the zipper will be most of the bag, but it's not going to quite fit the length of the bag. But that's okay. It'll be wide enough for them to get their pencils in, because this is just a fun project for the girls today. So now I have my zipper down. The zipper part is facing to the outside of my bag. This is the inside of my bag, and this is going to go face to the outside, pretty side to pretty. And now I'm going to take this top piece of zipper tape off, and I'm going to stick the inside of my bag to it, with the pretty sides facing the pretty, which always helps me remember when you're putting two pieces of fabric together, you want the pretty to pretty. And we're going to line up the edges to the corners, and then I'm just going to press that to the tape. And then Lexi, as I said, these are just for fun. Lexi is going to sew a seam all the way down to the top edge, just above the zipper.
I have my presser foot lined up with the edge of my fabric, and our zipper is about halfway down. I'm going to sew a straight stitch all the way down to about there on my fabric. And then we're going to put our needle down, zip the zipper back up past the presser foot, and then we're going to keep sewing.
So I just wanted to let you know that this is a great beginner project, as Lexi is a beginner sewer. This is simple straight sewing. She has stopped her needle and she's pulled her zipper up, and she's just finishing out the seam of the top part of her pencil case. So when she gets this out finished up, we will work on getting the other side of the pencil case and getting it together. Okay, so she finished sewing her seam on the pencil case, so we're going to open it up, and I'm going to finger press it down, and then I'm going to flip it over, and you'll see that this is one side of the bag, and we're going to finger press that kind of down so it lays flat. And what we'll need to do is do a top stitch all the way along each side of the bag when we get the other side on. So now that we've got our zipper on, and this is the outside of our bag, we have our top tape here. We're going to take that paper off. You want to just take that off there, Lexi? And then we got the other side of the top of the bag. And she has this little watermelon seam on the side, so we want to keep those two ends together. And this the outside of the bag goes on the top part of the zipper. So this can be a little tricky because we have to line up our edges, and we want to get it perfectly aligned across the top of that zipper. And then we're going to press it down onto the tape so that the fabric sticks to the tape. And the tape, the double-sided tape, is really the beauty of this project because it keeps everything in place without having to pin around the zipper or everything. And another important thing in this is to, when we're sewing, to keep this zipper open at least halfway. And even when we get ready to finish the bag, we want that zipper halfway open because we're going to leave a little hole in the side of the liner so that we can pull it through. And then when we get the bag finished, we will close up the hole and it won't be seen. And it keeps everything nice and neat. So we have the other side of her, inside of her bag. And we're going to put this face to face pretty, and we're going to peel this tape off on the back side of the zipper. So you have the outside of your bag facing each other and the inside of your bag facing together. And we're going to line it up along the edges and the top of the zipper across that tape, and I'm going to press it down so it sticks to that tape. So we have both sides of the fabric on either side that sticks to that tape, which helps hold it in place. And then Lexi is going to stitch, just like she did the first one, halfway down till she gets to that zipper. And then she's going to pull the zipper up, and then she's going to finish out till the bottom. And then we're going to do a top stitch on either side when she's finished. Okay, so on to the next step. Okay, so Lexi finished up the other side of her pencil case. And as you can see, it's all nice and sewed together. And you can see our little tabs here, how nice they're going to look, nice and neat on each end. What I'm going to do is speed things up for Lexi. I'm going to do a top stitch along each side of the zipper so it keeps everything nice and stitched down and it looks professional and neat. So I'm going to get on over to my sewing machine. Okay. Ready? Alright, so here we go. I know I'm a little bit of an odd sewer, and I sew on the opposite side that normal people sew on, but I guess this is what I consider easier for me. So, this is That's how I do it. And one side is down. Move over to the other side. Make sure everything gets nice and laying in there right. Line it up. And the zipper tape, you won't even know that it's in here. Even when you wash these, it would probably dissipate. I've never really had any problem with the little zipper tape being in here. I think it's washable. And if you're looking for any of that, oh gosh, any of that zipper tape, you can find it on Amazon under double-sided tape. It comes in rolls, and it usually comes in 2 or 3 rolls per package, and it runs around $8. Okay, top stitching is done. So I've got the top stitching done on this little pencil case. Cut off my threads. So what we're going to do now is you're going to take your 2 outside pieces and you're going to face them together. And the 2 inside pieces of the bag are going to be faced together. And basically what we're probably going to need to do is pin this together on either side. And I'm going to leave a little hole on the inside of the liner on the side, so when I turn the bag, and leave my zipper halfway open, because when you turn the bag you're going to need to be reaching through that zipper, and if you don't have this zipper open you're not going to be able to turn your bag, so that's very important to have the zipper open. So I am going to pin this together. I'm not big on pinning, if you've noticed, but this is a simple project. You can pin if you want, but sometimes I pin, sometimes I don't. Zipper, you want your zipper to lay down in here flat too, and I think you would want your zipper toward the inside of the bag when you flatten this down when you sew around. So, and you also can box the corners on these. I'm not going to box the corners on these because these are just for fun and they're for pencils, but if you wanted to box the corners you could cut out these little squares on either end of each corner, and you would line the seams up and you would sew them across, and it would box them and it would almost stand up. But this is just a simple pencil case, and this is a fun demonstration, and we're just doing this for fun today. So I'm going to get on and pinning this down, and I'll get it to the machine and we'll get it zipped together and we'll show you the finished product.
While Aunt Renee is pinning down the fabric, we have some ideas for upcoming videos if you'd like to see us in them. Like maybe demonstrating scrunchies or baby bibs. If you have any other ideas, make sure to comment and leave a like.
And please subscribe.
So I'm getting ready to sew this. Instead of pinning, I use these Wonder Clips. They are great, and it keeps me from poking my fingers as much. So I'm going to get started, and we're just going to sew around. And I'm going to make sure my zipper is flat so it can feed nicely through my machine. That's one nice thing about the zipper not going all the way to the end. It has a little space, and it leaves less bulk. So all the way to the end, and turn. Really fun little things to make. Good starter projects for young girls that want to get started sewing, and I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more sewing with Lexi and Shelby and having them learn. I wish somebody would have taught me when I was younger. I wish I would have been doing this for a lot longer. I just didn't know. This is one of my greatest passions, and I'm hoping to pass it on to them, which they've already got a really good start. So one of these ends I want to leave open, this one. So back stitch, and then I'm going to move up, cut the thread. I'm going to move up a little bit because I want to leave a hole so I can turn this project. Back stitch, and almost to the home run. I'm excited to see what we get. Lexi chose this really fun watermelon fabric, which is really sweet. End of summer, and we all love watermelon. Right. Almost there. Oh, I'm right here. I'm right to the end. Yay. Okay, and then back stitch. Okay, we're ready to turn. Okay, so we have the bag all the way sewed around, but I left a little hole in the side here in the liner, and this is where we're going to flip the bag. But before we flip it, we are going to want to clip our corners in every corner so we can make them nice and sharp. So I'm going to just clip the corner of the fabric off, being careful not to cut into my thread stitches. This is going to, when you push these corners out, it'll be less bulky and it will keep your corners nice and sharp, and it'll look more nice and square instead of having all that bulk in the corners. So this is kind of an important little deal, but you have to be very careful. So now, Lexi, I'm going to have you, I don't know if you can do this, if you put your fingers in there, you're going to reach all the way to the bottom, and we're going to take this corner here and we're going to push it out this hole. I know I look kind of strange trying to do this myself, but if you want to pull that fabric out that hole, and that's how you're going to pull everything out. This is the defining moment of your bag.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, this is the fun part. I have a handy little tool too that will help poke the corners out when we want to square them up and make sure they're all nice and poked out. But yeah, you get the idea. So this is the liner of your bag, and you want to tuck it into the inside. I know that I do things my own way, but I want to get up in here and kind of push everything out. And even in the corners, you want to kind of push them. And you can see where our zipper is shorter. It has these little holes, but I don't think their pencils are going to fall out of them little holes, but it definitely keeps the zipper nice. So we're going to take a little tool and push these corners out so you can see they're kind of rounded now. I have a little stick that we can push them out, which you can see is the inside of the bag, and we unzip it. We have a nice liner, and when we're ready to close up that hole, we will pull the liner back out, and we will take our machine and we'll sew that little hole that we left open that we turned our bag, and we'll have a nice little perfect pencil case for school. So you can see where I have the little hole in the lining, and you can see that we have a little seam allowance here, and it should fold in nicely. So what I'm going to do is take this to my machine, and I'm just going to stitch that hole shut, and then I'm going to tuck the lining back into the zipper bag, and it will be completed. So you can see here, I've just made a little stitch line along the edge of the hole, and when you tuck this back in, you'll never see it, which makes it nice. A lot of people leave a hole on the bottom, but I don't like having the seam in the bottom when you look inside the bag, so I always do my seam on the side. So now we're just going to tuck this back in. I know I have to do things the way I do it. But this bag is pretty much completed to put all your school pencils and treasures and whatever they want inside. And it's really fun in this little watermelon fabric. Let me know what you think. Would love to see your comments, and thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
See you next time.